What's going on, everyone? We're going to be going over the CRONOS technical analysis. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but we got some nice movements going on inside of CRONOS. So let's get straight to this. Now, first things first, we are at 0.09335. That's pretty good. And actually, for the last 30 days, we're doing pretty good as well, up 19%. As you can see, we've had a straight rise upwards for the last 30 days, 19%. That's pretty good. For the last year, 17.5%. So we're kind of bouncing back from what we lost pretty much before. Because as you can see, from February of last year all the way up until October of last year, we were straight downwards. And then we just had a huge pump, right? Huge pump, went all the way down here from 5 cents all the way up to 10 cents, right? But this is actually pretty exciting because now we're about to get back up to 10 cents. And as you all know, the Bitcoin halving is pretty much coming up soon, sometime April, possibly May. But the Bitcoin halving nonetheless is coming up very soon. So we're going to start to have some cryptos, rising up in price, Typically right before it, everything will drop. But then right as it starts to come up, everything starts to go back up. So a lot of people are saying historically, March is kind of bad for crypto. Like going into March from February, a lot of people will say that it's bad historically. But if you kind of think about it, you shouldn't really be looking at prior history to everything when it comes to investing, because I actually, if you read the book The Intelligent Investor, it always says, past performance does not always mean future performance, right? It's not always the same. So you gotta remember that everything's not always the same. But they say typically March is red, but right now we're kind of almost going into March in the green right now. But it's always possible that we could have a huge crash going into March. So we want to pay attention to that and be sure that we don't fall victim to that. But, if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's been kind of sideways since the 15th of February. We can't get above 52K. And I've been talking about this in all my Bitcoin technical analysis videos that we have major resistance right there. It does not want to get above that area. So since it can't get above 53K, if we go into March and it still can't, then we probably will have a big drop in Bitcoin. And if that happens, then it will be also in CRONOS and all the other coins. But, sometimes, coins break away from Bitcoin's patterns. Let's say if CRONOS has some huge update, which they're having a new chain update. It was kind of impromptu the way they did it. That chain update just came out of nowhere. They were like, look, there's an update, but don't be worried. It's nothing bad. So nothing bad happened, but it's already completed, right? They're just like, look, we got to get this done. And it is what it is. So we can probably talk about that whole update inside of a whole nother video, and then we can explain it right now. But right now this isn't really about the update. Right now we just kind of want to talk about the technical analysis for CRONOS. So let's just go straight over that now. So right now, this is the pattern that we have had going on for a while, and I've been talking about this, and it was inside of my previous video, but now we're kind of up at the top of this little flagpole here, and this is pretty interesting because when you have these flagpoles like this, and like you get to the top of it, if we don't break out on the upside and then we go back down here to the bottom of this flagpole, then we typically end up dropping right out of it. So if we cannot break past the Fibonacci retracement all the way up here at 0.094, then that means that we're probably just going to have a big drop downwards, and we're going to go back down to our support at 0.0855. That's pretty important because if you look down here at their RSI, and I've been talking about this before with RSI, what actually ended up happening is we stopped halfway. Remember the technical analysis video I did before? We actually did end up stopping halfway and crossing back upwards. That's what I was talking about. And now we're right back up here to our Fibonacci retracement. And that's pretty good because if we can actually break out of this Fibonacci, then we are going to be bullish. But if we can't, and the RSI continues to go down, then that's when we end up seeing CRONOS going back down to the lower half of 9 cents and possibly even back down to the flagpole where this green line is for the chart prime automated indicators. Link in the description if you want those. But it could go all the way down to that support at 0.0877, or it could just go all the way down to the Fibonacci all the way down here at 0.0855. So that's really what I'm waiting for. And me personally, I think we have what it takes to break past the Fibonacci and to break out of this flagpole pattern onto a bullish upside, rise. But the only problem with that is if Bitcoin does what I'm thinking it's doing, then it could kind of go down from there because Bitcoin's been sideways for a little while. Since it's been sideways, really kind of downwards a little bit. But since it has been sideways, it's safe to say that it's hitting that resistance for a reason and it's getting rejected. So if it drops from there and Chronos doesn't have some big news coming out to keep it up, so it doesn't continue to go down, then we might not be able to pass that and we might actually be going below this area here. So that's what we got to watch out for here with Chronos. But all in all, I think we have a good chance of breaking past this resistance up here because like we just had so much good momentum inside Chronos. Like every single time period is green. If you look over here, like we've had really good momentum here with Chronos. So hopefully we can break past to the upside, because if you just look at this, like this hasn't been like straight upwards for us. We've been having the pullbacks every single time, but it's been going up either way. Like you can see it went all the way from 0.079 all the way up here to 0.085, and then it pulls back and then it goes all the way back up to 0.089, and then actually no, that's pretty much 9 cents. Let's just round it to 9 cents. It goes all the way up to 9 cents and then pulls all the way back down to 0.085, but then it goes back up and then pulls back down and goes back up and pulls back down. So there's a lot of resistance right now in the market, and that's usually a sign. It's, to me personally, resistance is a good sign because it shows that we're on the right path and it shows that we have the momentum to even get back up to that resistance. So even though we keep getting rejected and keep pulling back down, we still have that power, right? We still have that marketing power, that money power. So that momentum is still driving us upwards, even though we keep falling back down. So it's a good thing to have this resistance like this, but what's not a good thing is when you're at the end of a pattern like this, and this is like the last, like the last call, right? This is like the last roll call here. If we cannot pass this area here for this last time before we go back down to the bottom down here, then it's not going to go for another time trying to break out. It's just going to end up breaking down on the downside over here. Now, is it possible that we do hit down here and then it's like, all right, let's try it one more time? That's possible, but typically it doesn't happen like that. Typically, it doesn't happen like that. Like once you get to the end of this pattern like this, like around this area here, and it goes down, because like remember, it's not just gonna go straight down like that. It's gonna probably be somewhere like sideways, and then it's gonna be like boom, and just go down from there. So hopefully it doesn't do that, and hopefully we can actually break past this resistance. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for y'all today. Let me know what you guys think about this because this is pretty good. It's a pretty good sign that we're at the top of this pattern. We just need to make sure that we break out on the upside rather than going down because we all want that money, right? We all want Chronos to do good. We all want it to do well. We just now had a new update inside the Chronos chain, so good stuff is happening all around Chronos. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe. And also, if you want these automated trading indicators with the momentum wave bands, very, very, very good indicators. Tells you when to buy, tells you when to sell. We're still inside of a buy zone here for Chronos. Haven't gotten a sell signal yet. But if you still want these indicators, definitely check out the link in the description. It'll also be in the top of the comments. And as always, I'll be back with another video.